So we have a few things we need to discuss here, fellas. Many of you have probably heard by now that H2M is essentially a no-go. It got cease and desisted hours before it was supposed to go live. Recently though, one of the developers behind H2M actually came out and made a YouTube video talking about the cease and desist itself.
A few hours later, I decided to check my email. And that's when I saw the cease and desist. So immediately we just dropped everything and turned off all our servers and our website and everything we could. Essentially, because of the popularity H2M was gaining and how close it is to Black Ops 6 releasing and kind of the marketing and the beta and stuff for like that, they did not want H2M interfering with possible sales of Black Ops 6.
So now that we've heard from the developers who actually got the email from Activision saying, hey, you need to shut this down or we're going to take some legal action, basically said the reason H2M got shut down was because of two reasons. The first was it was gaining a lot of popularity and they didn't want it to interfere with Black Ops 6 sales. On top of that, you know, they might have been a little worried people weren't going to play the beta and people weren't going to pay attention to the marketing. It's almost as if they're worried people will actually like a good game, you know? Anyways, that's a bunch of BS, and I'm here to prove why. Alright guys, so let's take a look here at the Steam numbers. So as many of you probably know, you had to purchase Modern Warfare Remastered in order to play H2M. And they did it like that on purpose to try and not get hit by Activision. You know, the thought process was, you get your money, we get to play a good game, everyone calls it a day. But, you know, the world just doesn't work like that. So instead, let's take a look at these scary numbers that Activision is talking about here. We have 110 people on Modern Warfare Remastered, and for those of you who don't know, you can essentially play the H2M mod now. I don't know how, it was supposedly leaked through like a Discord or something. So some people are on this game playing H2M right now. No, it's definitely not as many. If the actual release would have went through and everyone on Steam, or a good chunk of people on Steam, didn't refund, these numbers would probably be a little bit bigger. But still, you know, let's just take the all-time peak 8 years ago. You know, that's just a fair number, okay? Because it's probably not going to break that. And even if it did, you're not going to see 100,000 people on there. You know, like you might see a couple thousand. Either way, for a game that is almost 15 years old, it can only be played on PC, and you must own the Steam version of Modern Warfare Remastered. I can't see that many people hopping on the hype train here. It may have gotten pretty popular on YouTube and, you know, Twitch and whatnot, but as far as people actually in a position to buy this game, there's really not that many out there. So for Activision to say that they were worried about the Black Ops 6 sales, that's not even relevant. I don't even know how that got brought up here. And to say that most of these people are going to buy Modern Warfare Remastered and not Black Ops 6, like, that's kind of scummy. And you know it, okay? You may not admit to it right now, but when these guys lay their head on the pillow at night, you know, they have to know, like, they are just a piece of shit. Which, I mean, that doesn't really matter. There's a lot of POSs out there in the world, but don't sit here and tell me you're worried about the sales of a 15-year-old game that's modded out on PC, and your game doesn't launch until October 25th, which is over 2 months away at this point. So with that being said, yes, it's annoying and it sucks, but they do own the property, you know, it is theirs and they can do with it as they please. I mean, it really wouldn't surprise me if they do have some sort of like MW2 remastered in the, you know, just in their back pocket in case we run into another Infinite Warfare situation. And I could be totally wrong there, but you know, they did remaster the entire campaign a few years ago. You're telling me they didn't have some intern go through and just like retouch up the maps and whatnot? I mean, they clearly did for Modern Warfare 3, like it really wouldn't be that much more work. To be honest, that's really the only reason I can think of behind why they actually cease and desisted H2M. Outside of that though, guys, the sales, the money, the marketing, it's all bullshit, okay? And we know that. Anyone with a brain knows that, you know, a couple thousand copies of an old ass Call of Duty game are not going to disrupt the new game that's probably going to sell tens of millions of copies. But like I mentioned before, you know, it really doesn't matter because they own it and they can do whatever they'd like with it, even if it means being a douche. Anyways, I've just seen a lot of people say that they're all right with that, you know, and they understand. Guys, there is no understanding, okay? We're talking about like 5,000 people right here. If 5,000 people got on or off of COD right now, the Modern Warfare 3, the newest one, they wouldn't even notice. Let me put it this way, okay? You guys remember the whole boycott the battle pass movement back in the day? Imagine if 5,000 people chose not to buy the battle pass this year. You know, are they really going to be hurting for money at the end of the day? Is Activision going to be worried about shutting down? Probably not. Okay, in fact, I know that they wouldn't. With that being said, though, if you are someone who works on mods and projects out there, listen, okay, I appreciate you, I really do, but don't waste your time anymore. It's kind of just all I want to say here, you know? Do your thing, but don't do it on COD. Because it seems like most of these projects take well over a year. Like, I'm talking an extended period of time, and these people are putting in a lot of man hours, and you know, this is what they do in their free time for fun. And then hours before it goes live, it just gets taken down, and I don't want to say it's useless, because like I said, it did get leaked and people are playing the mod right now. But a majority of people that were planning on playing this will never touch it now. They just won't. They refunded the game, like myself. We got our money back and we're moving on. As far as the future of H2M, the developer did actually mention that they might be teaming up with the SM2 team and coming out with their own game. Now that would be something pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. They don't know if it's for sure. You know, he did kind of say it's all up in the air right now. But if that did come to fruition, that might be pretty unreal. I don't know how much goes into game development. I assume it's quite a bit because a lot of games take like years and a ton of people to work on them. But the H2M team and the SM2 team seem to be pretty well put together, and they know how to put together a decent video game. Again, I don't know how much more goes into like the back end of things, but as far as the way the mod itself looked, I mean, they both look great. And they were able to add in like camos and maps and stuff like that they came up with on their own. So, I mean, I gotta applaud them for that. They clearly have an idea of what they're doing, and I hope if one of them hears this message, go for it, guys. Just fucking send it, please. With that being said, guys, I am running out of time here. I apologize. I don't have a clue what the gameplay in the background's gonna be. I actually deleted all my gameplay because I didn't plan on coming back here, but I don't know, man. I had to talk about this. I'm like, why is no one mentioning? You know, Activision says they're scared of these numbers. You know, again, here, I'll put them on screen. Ooh, there's the scary numbers again. I don't know, man. It sucks, but there's nothing we can do about it, you know? So it is what it is at this point. Guys, that's it, though. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new here. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. I'll catch you all next time. Have a great rest of your day. Later.